you buck, why look, if 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 you buck, why J on the track, why look, if you look, if you.
All right. Just a double check to make sure y'all think you can hear me. Making sure that y'all can hear my voice all right. Can y'all hear my voice now? Just checking in. My mic is now hopefully working. Check it out. All right. Sounds like my mic is working now. Thanks for letting me know. That's why we started a little early. Anyway, today is day 1 of CodeBeats. We're going to get started right at 10. Until then, enjoy the beats.
Look, if you buck, why 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 J on the track, why look, if you look, if you look, if you buck,
it's time for all the security.
if you
Get around. It's going down.
Yeah, well I'm a tone holding on your damn street, stomping, jumping, bumping, every cork off in this damn thing. Throwing the balls up at these soldiers, screaming and bleeding from their nose. But when we start, that's when we make them hit the flow. Ain't no game off in this thing. We be deep off in your party. Crime on get it started, and it would be the hardest. So if a come and run they mouth just like a punch them dead up in his nose, they stomp his out to the flow.
Yeah, we knocking and bucking and ready to fight. I bet ya I'ma throw them dice, so haters best to think twice. See me, I ain't nothing nice. And call my beat ain't no stopping. Becky like my dad, Hussein Gilla, and that's Osama bin Laden. Like they said, popping, and I am acting a fool. I wish I had a wicked crook up on this crime I threw. Now enough is enough, boy. I rub and get stuffed, boy. Love is a must, boy. No, if you buck, boy.
look, if you buck, why 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 look, if you look, if you look, if you buck, why look, if you buck, look, if you buck, look, if you buck, why.
Jumping off from on the stage, throwing bow like Johnny Cage. All my throwing rides, knocking down a barricade. Ellen Wood, we be too deep, and MOB is too elite. Flawless, you'll be tallest, getting close to me. Buzzing constantly, rapping in your city street. Broken bones lay alone, scattered across the concrete. Nucking if you bucking, you'll be ducking if you can.
All right, this is Dave Shepard. Just letting y'all know this is day 1 of CodeBeats. We're going to get started right here at 10, right on time. Until then, enjoy the beats.
16-year-old. They should take it to 10.
I got calls calling, the young shekels fall. Where's Ollie with them dough? I be ballin' like a good pro. I be ballin' like my brother Mo. Check West, I ain't the mark. Joe Steph West, stay with the pole. You go around and get pole. I got calls calling, the young shekels fall. Where's Ollie with the dog? I be ballin' like a bad pro. I be ballin' like my Mo. Shaq West got so many flows. I do it all. Call me Drake. Oh, phone. Yeah, Shaq West said I'm getting really rich.
See how I caught it, cause I'm really with this. See me in the streets and I be really with a bad, straight rockin'. Straight see me when they see me, they be coppin'. I'm the best, Dylan, come and coppin'. Young Shaq West, I'm like the green goblin.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. It is 10 o'clock, and welcome to day one of CodeBeats. I hope y'all are excited. Let's get started.
Kids need to know how to write this code. It's a life cheat code. It's CSGO. No. You type in different languages, ones and all the extra O's, diving knowledge, dipping toes. This is not the way it goes. Learning your factorials. Actually, it's radical. Big money factual. Learn code makes the roadblocks passable. Big bread, big check, checks more cashable. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Get up out your circumstance. It's not as hard as second glance. Yeah. You need to take a coding class. Yeah. Python, Jake the Snake, deeper than a summer lake. Do it in the summer break. Learning is a give and take. A++, C++, no fuss, just trust us. Everything you've ever seen, see it through a new screen. Reality is not a dream. Make a script that shoots a beam. Mark Zucker, Bill Gates, these are the greats. Don't wait, there's a whole new world to create. And if CS is old, then it's time to update. It's not binary, it's a whole dang spectrum. Customizing your horizons, make electives your selection. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Del infinitesimal. Get up out your circumstance, not as hard as second glance. Not as hard as second glance. You need to take a coding class. You need to take a coding class. Yeah, you need to take a coding class.
All right, hope y'all are doing great. Welcome to day one of CodeBeats. I hope y'all are excited. We're going to have a lot of fun this week. The Minty code, for those of you that have been asking, is right there if you want to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be talking about logistics just real quick. I know some of y'all already got set up on this yesterday, but we're going to go over it real quick so everybody knows what's going on. It doesn't hurt to go over this more than once. All right, so check it out. Here's what we're up to. You are watching right now. Hopefully you are watching right now on YouTube. You figured out how to watch, or else you're not hearing my voice or seeing me or anything. But you are watching right now in YouTube. Now what does that mean? You should see something like this on your screen. You should see me floating somewhere around here trying to be out of the way, and you should see a chat over here to your right. You can watch YouTube without being logged in, but if you want to chat, you're going to need to log in to YouTube, okay? So you're going to need to have a YouTube account. Now, chatting is an important part of the class. We want to keep it focused on class. I want to make sure that the kinds of things we're chatting about are, you can be meeting other people in the class, you can be talking about the beach, you can be talking about the class. So keep it focused on the class. We have moderators, of course, to keep everything focused. But I encourage you to chat. For instance, this is what the chat looks like. It's over on the right. This is a chat from one of my other classes that we've done in the past. How about everybody let me know your favorite song right now. What is your favorite song right now, or favorite artist? Just put it in the chat. Good way to kind of get to know a little bit about everybody. So put your favorite artist in the chat. Remember, we're trying to keep things kind and clean. Those are the main rules for the chat. Focused on the class, but get in there. That's a great way to kind of interact with each other, get to know what people are into in terms of music, and just kind of a little bit about them, because we're doing this virtually, of course, but we want to get to know each other a little bit, especially because we're going to come together for that final CodeBeats competition, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute. All right, I see some people are into Bella Porash, Little Peep, Hatsune Miku, Eminem, Lil Durk, Juice World, Sweater Weather, Dove Cameron Song, 21 Pilots, Craddy, Snoop Dogg, Kanye Brown. Man. Rockstar, that's a good song. I've heard that one. J Links, Crow Eyes, Dracker, Hostage by Billie Eilish, AC/DC. Somebody's into AC/DC. Are you in the right class? All right, cool. That's great. Y'all have figured out chat, and I love it. It's great. The more interactive this class is, the better it is for everybody, right? The more fun it is. Now, the other thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be voting on Minty. Let me go ahead and copy this link for you. I'm putting this link in the chat. Everybody start getting logged into Minty. There's the link, or you can use the code that Doug has just put there. The thing with Minty is that allows us to do more interactive, like cool stuff. For instance, some of you have discovered the icon that you can push. You press that icon and it changes what's happening on the screen. You can see that people have logged into Minty. They're pressing that icon. And we use that to do things like vote. Now, when you go to minty.com, if you're using the code, it's going to look like that. You just put in the code. Here's how I recommend using Minty. Okay, 2 ways you can use it. Watch YouTube on your computer and then have this extra tab up like I have and have Mentimeter there. However, another way to do it is to have your phone, if you have a phone or another machine, like be watching on the TV or wherever you're watching YouTube or on your computer, and then be voting on your phone. So that's a great way to do it. Looks like a lot of y'all are getting logged into Mentimeter, and so what we're going to do now is we're going to do our first Finish That Line. This is something we're going to be doing almost every day. We're going to see how much y'all really know about hip-hop. And if you don't know that much, you're going to learn a little bit about hip-hop. We're going to do this thing called Finish That Line. That's where I tell you the beginning of a line, usually of a recent song, which I think y'all might actually know. And we're going to see if y'all can choose the correct ending to that line. So we're going to use Mentimeter to do this, and here is today's. The line goes like this. The ones that hate me the most look just like me. You tell me what that means. How do you finish that line? Is it make a slick comment and see what that brings? Is it, you know what that means? Is it, my personal favorite, make a big sandwich and see what that brings? Or is it, Tyler Hero, what does that mean? So the line starts off, the ones that hate me the most look just like me. You tell me what that means? Options are, make a slick comment and see what that brings. You know what that means? Make a big sandwich and see what that brings. Or Tyler Hero, what does that mean? Let me know what you think the correct answer is. We got 98 people on the stream right now. We got 58 votes. Make sure you're logged into Minty so that you can vote. And it looks like most of y'all have heard this song before because you are selecting the correct answer. And in fact, that answer is make a slick comment and see what that brings. For those of you that haven't seen this song before or heard this song before, check it out. Here's the line right here, Jack Harlow's Tyler Hero.
The ones that hate me the most look just like me. You tell me what that means. Make a slick comment and see what that brings. I seen it go down, we can reenact things. Extreme like BMXing. These boys and they BMXing. People in the city see the movement occurring and say, my God, I wanna be in that scene. Right, you wanna be in this scene. She had the video trying to be in this scene. Used to fantasize about being this scene. Bluegrass girl, but she got big dreams. Can't touch me, I got instincts. Locked in the house, but I'm plotting things. I brought a gang to the party with me. 5 white boys, but they not in sync. What y'all think? Everything that you say about me.
All right, and again, that was Jack Harlow's Tyler Hero. Check it out. It's got some funny lyrics in there. And that was today's Finish That Line. Now we're going to get started with some more real stuff. Today we're going to be using TunePad, and that is something that you're going to need to understand. You have your logins. We've emailed you your logins. Hopefully you have them. If not, check out the email we've been sending y'all. Your username and login is there. And we're going to be using TunePad in order to create beats. Now, let's take a real quick look at TunePad. Here's what it's going to look like, okay? This is TunePad. And it looks like this. This is the song's tracks up here at the top, all the tracks. If I press play, now this is just a cheesy song to get us started. But I'm going to press play. right, so that's what that song is. Just to give you a really quick tour of TunePad. Usually there's going to be directions up here. This is directions. Then we have the tracks. This is track number 1. There's code. You can play only that code for that track. And you can see here's track number 2, and so on. Alright, so that's just a really quick overview. I'm not going to get too into this right now. If you were to try and do this, like try and change this, here's how you would do it. You would hit Remix in TunePad. You want to hit Remix in TunePad to make a copy for yourself. That's very, very important. I'm going to continue as a guest, but you guys are going to be signing in with the accounts that we've given you via email. You can email help a little bit if you need some help. And so once you have Remix, you'll know that you're kind of logged in because you can share the project. You have different buttons over here, and that's how you know that you are successfully logged in, okay? Anyway, I'm not going to go too far into that right now because we got some people that are going to tell us a little bit about music and a little bit about code, and they're going to be doing the teaching this week, the really hardcore teaching. First off, we're going to start off with Decoding the Beat with Taylor Barnett. He is an assistant professor of music right here at VCU. He is an excellent trumpet player, really excellent trumpet player. He's in the local band No BS Brass. He gigs all over town all the time. Great musician and professor. He is going to tell us what we need to know about music today in order to get started making our first beat. Here we go. Take it away, Taylor.
Hey, what's up everybody? My name's Taylor Barnett and I'm a music professor at VCU. I'm here to explain a few things about music to help you get started making your own. Now, music is usually defined as a way of organizing sounds and silence in time. Today I want to focus on the first part of that definition, sound, and in particular I want to talk about a kind of musical sound called pitch. Pitch is a characteristic of sound, and we can recognize it and reproduce it on any instrument or voice. So, I could play a pitch on the piano, I can sing that pitch, and I can play it on my trumpet. And the thing that's the same about all those three sounds is the pitch. And we usually talk about pitch as how high or low a musical sound is. Now, not all musical sounds have a pitch. Some are what we call unpitched, like many percussion instruments. So hi-hat, snare drum, bass drum, those are usually unpitched. Percussion is super important in hip-hop, so over the course of CodeBeats, we'll be working extensively with both pitched and unpitched sounds. Since this is a computer programming class, we're going to start with the way a computer understands musical pitch, which is by using MIDI numbers. MIDI is an acronym that stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. It was a system invented in the early 1980s where the most important parameters of music, pitch, time or rhythm, and intensity, are all given numerical values. MIDI information is often displayed in a pitch-time graph, which is what we see here in TunePad. Pitch is in the vertical axis, and the horizontal axis represents time, which flows from left to right. You can see that TunePad also uses a piano keyboard, which is a very helpful way to hear what each note sounds like. Lower numbers have a lower pitch and are on the left side of the keyboard, and as we move further to the right, the numbers and the pitches get higher. One way that music uses notes is in melody, which is simply a succession of notes, one after the other. There are an infinite number of possible melodies, especially when you consider the melody can be as short as 2 or 3 notes, or as long as you want. Our brain processes the succession of notes as being related to each other, similar to how we string words together to make phrases or sentences and paragraphs. And like written or spoken language, not only does the choice of each word matter, the combination of certain words, or notes, changes their meaning. Also, like in computer programming, the exact order of the notes is critical. We tend to think of a melody as the main part that is sung or played. However, any part of the music that has a succession of pitches, such as the bass line, is technically a melody. Let's check out an example of melody from Drip by Cardi B and Migos. We'll focus on the synth melody, which is comprised of just 4 notes. Here's how the melody sounds with the full beat. And here's that same melody in TunePad. You can see when the melody moves from one note to another, it can move either up or down or stay the same. And if it moves, if we look at the order here, it most frequently moves by small increments. Notice it goes 51 to 53 to 54, so not skipping hardly any. And then sometimes it skips larger amounts, so from 51 down to 46 and back. So music includes a variety of these, but a good melody will usually have more what we call stepwise motion, meaning it only goes between notes that are 2 apart or 1 apart. If we change the order of the notes, for instance, if we swap this 51 with 46, by changing the order of the notes, you'll see it creates a different melody. And if our goal is to create this specific melody, changing the order of the notes, or having even one note off by a single number will mean that the melody is incorrect. That spot won't sound right. But don't worry, identifying and correcting mistakes, or debugging as it's called in computer programming, is one of the most fundamental and frequent parts of both music making and coding. So, in summary, pitch is the parameter of the musical sound that exists independently from the rhythm or timing, and which can be identified by ear and reproduced on different instruments or voices. Notes are the names or labels we give to specific pitches. We often use the terms note and pitch interchangeably. MIDI is the system where each note is given a number from 1 to 88. And melody is a succession of notes that we hear as being part of a single musical idea. So, I hope this helps clarify some of the basic elements of music and that you can enjoy experimenting with them throughout CodeBeats. Have fun, y'all.
All right, so that's Taylor. He's going to be kind of walking us through. He's going to be walking us through a lot of things this week. So hopefully you can learn a little bit about music from him. The great thing about him is he's going to tell us like tricks and tips for people that are new at music or maybe not, don't know that much about music. But because he's such an advanced musician and has a PhD in music and pedagogy, he can tell us a lot of tips that are subtle, and even if you know a lot about music, you can, if you listen closely to what he says, you're still going to learn a lot. I did music pretty seriously throughout high school and a little bit in college, and I still learn stuff from him every day. All right, so in terms of melody, which is what he's talking about today, it's really simple. Melody is just the main thing that you hear in the song, right? It's a sequence of pitches or MIDI numbers, which tell you how high or low the pitch is, and that's how computers understand pitch. The melody either moves up or down. Okay, it's the main focus of the song, and guess what? The order that you put things in matters. If you change the order of 2 notes, then the melody might sound backwards, for instance. So these are the basics that Taylor was really trying to get into your head today. If you take away one thing from his lesson, let's say this. Melody is composed of pitches, and today we're going to be using MIDI numbers as pitches. Higher numbers are higher, lower numbers are lower. Makes sense. All right. So nothing too complicated so far. However, we've been talking about the music side of things. Equally important, and although not too complicated, is the coding side of things. Now, today we have all the way from Brazil, this is Doug. He is a PhD student at VCU right here in Richmond, Virginia. He is also a professor all the way from Brazil. He's studying here to get his PhD. He is going to be telling us all about the code that we need to make our beats sound awesome, okay? So if you are great at music, but you don't listen to Doug and you don't know how to write the best code, then your beats are going to sound lame. So it's equally important that you listen to Doug so that you can do all the cool tricks with the code in order to make your beats sound great. And so we're going to have each day this segment called Coding with Doug. Doug's going to give you just the information you need for that day to write the best code. Take it away, Doug. Here is our section, Coding with Doug. If you listen to just one section today, this is it. Check it out.
Hey everyone, this is Douglas Crew. I'm a computer science professor from Brazil, and I'm here with you at CodeBeats to teach you a little bit about computer programming. For that, we are using hip-hop. Yes, it's true. We are going to create our hip-hop beats using computer programming. And we can do that using TunePad. TunePad is a tool where you can create your beats using computer programming, real computer programming. But first, let me show you how TunePad works. So, to try a new song, a different song, you can simply click in an instrument in a note. For instance, here we can check note C, MIDI number 48, or 50 and 52. And also, you can use drums. For instance, here we can check hi-hat, snare, or kick. But in TunePad, it's not only testing or checking different sounds. You can create your beat using computer programming. For that, we are going to use our first command, that is the command play note. With this command, we have to ask TunePad to play a MIDI number. So here in the piano, you can check the MIDI number here. So for instance, let's use the MIDI number 48. And for use the number 48, it's just use 48 between parentheses and press enter. So as you can see here, when you use a command, it's creating here a signal, a visual signal, telling you that you are using the MIDI number 48. To check your song, it's simply clicking the play button here at this track. But we can create more commands for each track. So let's create here more 3 play notes and see how it is. Let's use 52, play note 53, and play note 52 again, and press enter. Whoa, but something happened here. It's telling me that play note is not defined. This is because I didn't use the capital N here. The command play note must be written with capital N. So sometimes you can face this kind of issue that we call syntax error that happen when you misspell or miswriting a command. And also it can happen when you don't use the parentheses, for instance. So don't worry about that. It's not a big deal. You can fix it easily. So let's hear this track now. As you can see, it respects some order. So a computer program, it respects the order that you write the commands. So first it's executing the play note 48, then 52, then 53, and then 52 again. So it respects this order sequentially. And also here in TunePad, if you would like to play multiple tracks at the same time, you can use the play button at this timeline here. And also you can play individually your track here. So that's it for today. See you in the next time.
All right, thanks, Doug. That is, as I mentioned, one of the most important sections of the class that we're going to be doing today, okay? That's where Doug has just told us all you're going to need to do in order to write today's beat, okay? Like, we're going to start slow. The first day's beats are going to be, relatively easy for y'all to do, but as we go throughout the weeks, they're going to get more and more complicated. Today's is focused on this. It's as simple as this. We're just going to make a melody. Making a melody with code. We're going to have a sequence of play note commands. All that means is we're going to have play note something, play note, let's say 48, play note 51, play note 52. We're just going to have those written on separate lines, and those are going to play notes. That's just going to be a simple melody, okay? It's very simple today. We're just adding a few play note commands. Now, who can tell me, if I want to make a command play note, is there something important about how I spell the word play note? Can anybody tell me? Is there anything particular about the way I spell the command play note? Can anybody tell me? What's a trick there that we learned in the video that is important, more important than you think it should be? Let me know in the chat. Oh yeah, capital N is exactly right. Use the cap, exactly. You have to capitalize that N, or else you get some weird errors that we don't, as humans, don't really care about, but computers are really uptight about these errors. So make sure you have capital N there. Y'all are on it in the chat. I love it. This is a good class. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you through how to do an example solution or an example activity, and then y'all are going to do a couple activities on your own, okay? It's important that you pay attention when we're doing these worked examples, because you're going to be doing something very similar here in just a minute, all right? So here is the TunePad worked example number 1, all right? I am opening TunePad. Hopefully you can see it. I'm going to play what this song is really quick. Check it out. All right, pretty hot sounding song. For those of you that haven't ever heard it, the original beat is Never Recover by Lil Baby and Gunna and Drake. You might recognize it from before class. Let's listen to the real beat one more time. Today is we are going to hit this remix and TunePad button. Remember, we always hit this before we start working, so I'm going to hit it right now. And for y'all, you would be, not now because you're just watching me, but you would be signing in. I'm going to use a guest account so I don't mess up that beat, because I don't want to cause any problems. All right, there we go. So we got the same beat. The only thing that has changed since the first time is now I have these buttons, which means that I'm now signed into my own account, and I could like share these with a friend or whatever. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to go to the first track in this song and complete the melody using these MIDI numbers, 51, 52, 56, and 58. Now, what is the first track? The first track is right here, and let's hear what that sounds like. Now, does that sound like something that is going on in the song? Let's see if you can hear that in the real song. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it goes like zoo 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 zee zee zoo zoo zee zee. You hear that? That is the part that we're talking about, and it's a little off down here, okay? So let's see if we can fix it. Now, here's what we do. We're just reading this, but we realize, hey, this is the first measure. It's 4 beats long. Each of these play notes is only 1 beat, so I think I need to add 2 play notes here, okay? I'm going to add play note, and let's see. Maybe I'll say that's a 52. I'm not sure what it is. Another way I could check that out is, 56. So let's guess it's a 52, something like that. And Actually, no, I am doing this wrong. I think we need to do a 51 and a 52. Okay, so now I've read the directions correctly, which I should have done first. Now it goes. All right, so now I have my first measure done. And now I'm going to go down here and I'm going to add my second measure. Play, note, and that is 56. I'm just kind of following the directions. Play, note, and 52. Now, I might have done this correctly or I might not. Okay? But we're just going to hear what this sounds like. Let's see what this beat sounds like. Okay, so now you can hear that we have at least a 8-beat melody. I've added these 2 notes right here. I've added these 2 notes right here. This is the first measure, 1, 2, 3, 4 beats. Each note is a quarter note or 1-beat note. And here's the second measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 beats. And when we play that along with the entire track, let's see what it sounds like. All right, actually, I think that's not quite right because I must have messed something up. So I'm going to look at my cheat sheet. Shh, don't tell Doug that I'm doing this, but I'm looking at my cheat sheet to make sure I get my solution just right because I don't want to waste y'all's time watching me figure out how to do this. And let's see. Now, I'm going to just replace it with the correct solution. And let's hear what that sounds like. Aha! Uh-oh, Doug did catch me cheating. Let's see if does that sound like the real song? Ooh, that does sound like the real song, I think. Let's play it all together. All right, that sounds a lot more like the real song, all right? So that's what we just did. Again, don't tell Doug I did that. Now, I think he might have already caught me. Now, we're going to do this now as y'all are going to actually do this, okay? And that's a great example of we listen to the music, then we write the code to sound like the music. It's your turn, though, now to get started. We're going to do 2 in-class activities. This is going to be our first one. First, we're going to listen to the beat. I will play the beat for you. I believe it is this one right here. Let's play it real quick.
Look, if you go, why? 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 Look, if you.
All right, and as you listen to this beat, listen to the melody over top. It's something like zoo doo dee doo 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 dee doo.
If you go, yeah. Look, if you go, Lil J on the track. Look, if you go, if you go, hey, it's time for all the security. Look, if you get around, it's going down.
All right, so hopefully you can hear that, but don't worry if not. You'll have a link to that. You're going to now open this. We're putting this in the chat. I'll put this in the chat. I'm sure Doug will as well. You're going to be opening this. This is day 1, class activity 1. Sounds like this. All right, and that's what it sounds like. You are going to be hitting remix and then following directions to create your own melody just like we did just a second ago. So you're going to hit remix. Use your username and password. That's very important. And read the instructions and do the activity. You're basically filling in code very similar to what I was just doing. So you're just going to add 2 or up to 6 play notes for a total of 4 or 8 notes. Just follow the directions. I'm going to give you all 5 minutes, and we're going to be in the chat to help you out. But I'm going to give you all 5 minutes to complete this activity. Go, go, go. If you have questions, hit us up in the chat. Otherwise, go do the activity. Go, go, go. All right, I want everybody to click on that link. If you're confused, click on the link in the chat, log in, and complete the activity. You have 5 minutes to do so. 5 minutes. If you're having problems logging in, make sure you email us. Doug will put the email in the chat, but I believe it's codebeatsteam@gmail.com. All right, if you're wondering what to do, I want you to click on the link that I just put in the chat. Click on that link, log in, and you're going to do that activity. It tells you exactly what to do. Scroll down and hit remix right before starting. That's exactly right. So you're just going to read the instructions. I'm going to look at the instructions one more time. Here's what the instructions are. Hit remix, log in, and then go to the first track and complete the melody by adding some extra play notes. So for instance, you might start by going play note, and let's use one of these other numbers like 57. This is how you might start. Right, so remember, you're just adding play note here. Add a couple play notes. Keep on chatting to us if you have any questions. All right, in about 30 seconds, we're going to be going over. It's okay if you're not completely done yet. All right. Come on back, everybody. Come on back, everybody. Come on back. We are going to go over this example. Remember, today is just day one, right? So there is going to be some confusion on what to do, and it's tricky. I know all that. We are going to walk y'all through it. All right, here's to day one. Everybody, come on back, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do. If you ever need to play it, the play button is up here, or you can play individual tracks down here. Okay, here is what you were supposed to do. In the first track, we're basically gonna make this melody sound like the song. All right, let's hear the song one more time. Let's hear it.
Look, if you buck, why? 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 Look.
All right, so hopefully y'all could hear that melody. Remember, it was something like do, 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 do. All right, so far we have these two notes. Let's hear what they sound like. All right, what do you guys and gals think I should type next? Who can tell me in the chat, what do you think I should type next? What do you think I should type next? Let me know in the chat, what do you think I should type next? The one and only 57. All right, I'm gonna type 57. Now what? Do I just hit play? Is this what I should do? Aha! Play note 57. Y'all are right. I was just giving you a hard time. But you are supposed to type play note 57 because that goes, first we have 49, 56, 57, and then after that I'm going to give you the note. I believe we go back down to 56. 49, 56, 57, 56. Let's hear what that sounds like. I've just done that. This is really all you needed to do. And let's hear what that sounds like. All right, that sounds pretty good. I think that kind of sounds like the song. Let's hear it in the context of the song. Here we go. All right, so I think y'all are really starting to catch on from the chat and stuff. I can tell that y'all are starting to catch on. But what I want to know is, what did you think about that activity? Did you think it was like too hard, too easy, too awesome? You loved the song, you hated the song. So just let me know, what is your opinion about that last activity? Because we want to make sure that we have the best activities lined up for you all week for these 2 weeks. So let us know what you thought of that activity, and that'll help us improve things for tomorrow and for the next day. So we're going to be using Mentimeter for this. There is 110 of you on the stream right now. Everybody get on Menti and give me some feedback. For those of you that aren't quite sure how to get on Menti, I'm going to copy that link and put it right here. It's great to give me feedback in the chat, but make sure you also give me feedback on Menti. Tell me your opinion about that last activity. This is kind of not secret, but this is your opinion won't be public, so you can kind of say or vote however you really felt. Okay, this is kind of private poll, so just tell me, you know, what you thought about it. Now, again, we're going to be using this information to either improve our activities or not. And yes, we are only ever going to do rap or hip hop songs. This is called CodeBeats, not code folk music. So we are only going to be using hip hop songs. If you're not into hip hop, sorry, but there, you know, we chose songs that even if you're not that into hip hop, you might like. Okay, so there's a lot of songs with really cool melodic and rhythmic structures. If you just like music, you can. You know, there's a lot of freedom within the class. All right, we're getting a lot of feedback from y'all. It looks like we're at 63, 64 people. I'll give you just another couple seconds to get your feedback in. And we will get moving on. So just take another couple seconds in Menti, and then we're going to go ahead. All right. That's great. We appreciate y'all's feedback. That's going to help keep us on track. Now, one of the things that we need to talk about is there's all this vocabulary that we're going to be throwing at you, like syntax, and that's one of the main ones, like variables, like functions, all kinds of stuff we're going to be talking about this week. And you may or may not really know what these things mean. So what I want to do is just go over some of the most important vocabulary things. For instance, syntax is very important. So this is VCU's own student, Lois, and she is going to tell us just a little bit about what syntax means in the context of computer programming. Check it out. Here we go. What is syntax? CodeBeats definitions.
Syntax is the set of rules that define the structure and combination of symbols that make up commands, statements, or expressions. In other words, syntax is the strict order of words and symbols that make up a command. For example, in TunePad, a simple command to play a musical note would be play note 48. In TunePad programming syntax, the name of the command always comes first, followed by a set of parentheses and the command's input. Remember these three things. Order matters. Anything out of place will not work as intended. Spelling is important. Words misspelled can have a different meaning. Punctuation is key. A missing bracket or quotation mark will throw an error. Have fun coding!
All right, cool. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into what syntax means. We're going to be, giving y'all definitions throughout the week, okay? And so they'll help you to understand what the heck we're talking about as we talk about the computer stuff. But I think y'all seem like a sharp bunch. I'm sure y'all are going to do just fine. Now, we're going to do one more in-class activity before we release y'all to go ahead and do the main activity on your own. And let me walk you through this. We're going to be listening to this beat, we're going to be opening that link, and we're going to be doing this activity just like we did before. Let me let you hear the beat real quick. This is the beat we're going to be working with right here, the real version.
16-year-old. They should take it to 10.
I got calls calling. The young check was far.
All right, so that's what the beat sounds like. And here is what it sounds like in TunePad. Now, I want y'all listen to it. Do you hear something wrong? Let me know if you hear something wrong with this version. Listen. Can anybody hear something that's a little different from the real song? Well, if you can't, just in case you can't, I want you to know that melody over top is incomplete. Yeah, some of y'all are here, and there's a melody over top that's incomplete. Now remember, y'all gonna hit Remix and TunePad before you get started. I'll do that too, just so there's no confusion. Always hit Remix and TunePad, and then you're gonna be working on this day one. What you're supposed to do is go to the first track in the song, this repeating riff right here, and it says you're supposed to complete the melody using the play note command with these numbers, okay? So it tells you again down here, these are the numbers you're supposed to use. 62, which sounds like this, 64, 65, and 67, and we're going to be adding some play note commands. Again, I'm going to give y'all just a few minutes to go ahead and do this. We're going to be in the chat, so ask us questions if you have any. 5 minutes, get started. Go, 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 go. everybody to come on back. Everybody come on back. We're going to be going over exactly what you needed to do on this one real quick. Here we go. This is what the sounds like. Let's start it again.
16-year-old. They should take it to 10.
I got calls calling. The young check was fall.
All right, that's what it sounds like. Now let's see what we got over here. We got 67, 65. Let's see what that sounds like. All right, so all we needed to do was add some more play notes. Anybody tell me, what should I put next? What should I put next here? 67, 65, what do you think? $64 or $62 or $65? What do y'all think? Or $67? All right, I'm seeing the majority of 64, so I'm just going to go with that. And I'll choose the last one. And I'll just keep on going down. So this should sound like 67, 65, 64, 62. Does this go up or down? Can you think about it before I press play? Does this go up or down in pitch? That's right. It goes down. 67, 65, 64, 62. You can press on these and it'll play it. Oops. You can press on those and you can play it, or, of course, you can always play it like this. And what does that sound like all together? All right. So, that's what it sounds like, okay? And that's what we did. And you could, of course, make this even longer. Another way to do it would be to make it, let's say, 8 long, which you can type in, or you can press copy. I'm copying these, which I did with the mouse, or you can use Control V, and then I Control C, and I just pasted it. So now it plays the same thing twice, but hey, let's make it sound a little different. Let's go for... So now it plays a little different. It goes down, and let's see what that sounds like. So you could play around with it that way. That was basically kind of what you were supposed to do with that one. I think a lot of y'all are getting the hang of it. Remember that we have a Zoom class for any of y'all that are feeling lost that will start at 12. Now, what I want you to do is tell me your opinion about that activity. After every activity, we're going to be getting your feedback because we want to know, hey, was that too hard? Was that too easy? Was that too awesome? Was that too lame? So give us your feedback right in Menti. I'm going to put that link also in the chat. So go ahead. All right, so tell me about that activity. If it was too hard, too easy, too awesome, too lame. It gets less confusing as we go, okay? Each time we do activities, they're going to be less and less confusing. And you'll kind of be more confident after you've done them a few times, okay? That's why they're kind of similar. The first day we do a lot of similar ones, okay? All right, we got over 100 people in the chat. We got 54 of them in Mentimeter giving us feedback. I'm going to give y'all just a few more seconds, and then we're going to move on. So just a few more seconds to get those Mentimeter things in. And Orange Milk that's a great comment actually. So Orange Milk is saying he or she couldn't figure it out because they were looking at the wrong part of the song. And so if you're looking at the wrong track, yeah, it's going to be way more complicated than if you're looking at the right part of the right track. That's the track that's going to be kind of easier to do. Okay, but you can look at all the tracks if you want to. They're really interesting and fun. All right, great. Thanks for the feedback, y'all. How much did you like the music today? Okay, so we had 3 different songs that we used, and let us know what you thought about the music. Did you think the music was awesome, amazing, you really loved it? Did you like it? It was pretty cool. You didn't like it, you love country music instead. Not sure why you'd be here if that was the case, but we're going to be focusing on music, period, okay? So we're not going to be, we were going to be using rap songs for sure, but the music that we try to choose is music that everybody likes, and it's got a cool melody, it's got a cool beat. So let us know what you thought of the music. I'll give you another couple seconds to do that. We got a couple more things to do before we move on today. We're going to run just a couple minutes over today, but not very far over, and so you're still going to have plenty of time to do everything you need to do. All right, we got lots of opinions on the beats and stuff today. Thank y'all for that. Excellent, excellent. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is what we do towards the end of each class, and this is the quiz, okay? So, and this isn't a quiz, like you're not going to get graded on it. However, it is something that if you do really well on, maybe you could be the winner of the quiz competition for the week. So each day, we're going to have a winner of the quiz each day. You're just going to be the winner. There's no prize there. But we're going to have a weekly ranking to see who does the best across the entire week. We're going to have a summer camp ranking to see who does the best over the entire camp. And so it's important that you always use the same name, okay? And in just a second, when we start the quiz, it's going to give you a chance to log in. To put your name. Make sure you use the same name every day, so that we can tally up your votes, your points, okay? Without further ado, let's get started on the quiz. Again, this is going to be in Minty. All right. It's okay as long as you are using the same name each day. It doesn't matter what your name is. Just use the same name each day. It doesn't matter if you use your real name or some kind of fun name. Just make sure you use the same name every day. Same name every day. All right, and I'm going to give everybody just another 30 seconds to get logged in because I don't want anybody to get left out. And then we're going to start the quiz. Now, one thing about the quiz, the faster you answer, the more points you get. So the faster you answer, the more points you get. You're going to want to try and answer fast, okay? So, the faster you answer, the more points you get. And here we go. Let's get started. Answer fast to get more points. Which command plays a note? What command plays a note? I hope you know this one by now. Is it play it, play that funky music, play note, or play note with a lowercase? Select the correct answer. Is it play it, play that funky music, play note, or play note with a lowercase? I think y'all probably will get this one, but there's some tricky ones coming up. So this is kind of a warm-up one. Most of y'all might get this one. We'll see. Oh yeah. It is play note with a capital N. Remember to have that capital N. Capital N. Let's see who answered quickest. And we got lots of great answers today from y'all. It looks like Destiny Jones was our fastest in the first question. Way to go, Destiny. Question 2 of 5. Remember, faster answers get more points. What is a melody? What is a melody? Is a melody the chords in the background of a song? Is it the drums? Is it the beat? Is it a sequence of single pitches, often the focus of the song? Or is it the bass? Ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. What do you think? What is a melody? Time's up, and most of y'all know it is the sequence of single pitches, often the focus of the song. It's usually what the person is singing in the song, right? That's what the melody is. In rap, sometimes it's the piano. Got lots of quick answers. Let's see. Looks like Jordan S. was our fastest across these two, but we got lots of great answers in there from everybody. Good job so far. Now, we are on question 3 of 5. Here we go. How do I make my own copy of the song? This is the thing you do before you start making your beat. Do you use the change in TunePad option? Do you click modify in TunePad? Do you use the modify option? Or do you click remix in TunePad? This is a very important one. I hope everybody gets this one right. Change, modify, or remix. What do you think? All right, and I'm very happy that most of y'all got this one right. In fact, it is click remix in TunePad. Please, please, please do that before you do anything in this class. Always remix in TunePad. That creates your own copy of the song, and it also saves it under, your name, so you can get back to it later. All right, Jordan S. is still way up front. Way to go. Question 4 of 5. Answer fast to get more points. What can I use as a parameter to call the play note command? What can I use to call the play note command? Do I use parentheses? Can I use numbers like 48? Can I use the hashtag? Can I use a MIDI number? Or what the heck is play note? Play note question mark. What could I use to call the play note command? Do I use numbers like 48? Do I use the hashtag? What do y'all think? This is a little tricky. Aha, we gotcha. You actually, parentheses are there, and they do exist, but you need to use numbers like 48, which is the parameter. That's a MIDI pitch, or a MIDI number. That's what you need to call the play note command. That was tricky. Got some of y'all. But nonetheless, very good, very good. Cohen is taking the lead, followed by Mariah and Lola. I think we're coming down to our last question. Question 5 of 5. Answer fast to get more points. What is important in programming and in a melody? For both of these things, what's important? Is it how cool it will be? The number of lines of code or pitches? The order of commands? Or you must be an expert in both? What do you think? How cool it will be? The number of lines of code? The order of the commands? Or the order of the pitches? Or you got to be an expert in both? What do y'all think? Many of y'all have already selected your answers. Giving you a couple more seconds. And that's right, the order of the commands or pitches is very important. The order is very important. Let's see who came out ahead today. We had lots of great answers. It looks like Cohen is our winner today, followed by Mariah, Lola, Catherine, Sunbee, Gloria, Caleb, Brooklyn, Philip, and Jasmine. Excellent work, y'all. Everybody did excellent work. I saw a lot of correct answers. I'm very happy with y'all's performance today. All right. So there's a few announcements I want to go over before we end up class today. Usually class will only be an hour, but today we ran over a little. It's the first day of class. We got to go a little slower and make sure everybody's, following along well. So, most important announcement of class. Important. Beats contest on July the 30th, both virtually, meaning online, and in person, right here at VCU in Richmond, Virginia. We will have the Beats contest, 7 p.m. on July the 30th. you can create your own beat and turn it in, and we will have a battle of the bands like format for the beat. You'll need to pay attention in every class in order to make the best beat, and the top 10 beats, or maybe more depending on how many beats we get submitted, will be part of an album that we will release, so you can hear your own music on Apple Music or YouTube or whatever. That would be hosted here at VCU in our brand new engineering building, so you can come check it out. The cool part here is that we have really good sound systems and video systems, so that's why we're hosting it here. It's going to be a lot of fun, but also it will be online. And the winning beats, we will actually take those beats, the best 10 beats. We will get DJ Harrison from Butcher Brown, and he is going to record those beats using real instruments and make them into a real concert. Here is what he sounds like with his band. And not to go on too long about it, but he's an amazing musician. He's going to be playing your beats if you put in one of the top 10 beats. That's a great opportunity. Now, today at noon, we're going to have a help session in Zoom. If you are feeling confused at all, or even if you just want to meet some of your fellow classmates, I strongly encourage you to attend this. We're going to have a bunch of helpers there, a bunch of breakout rooms. Get in there and get some help if you're confused at all. Check it out. Here is the link. It is CodeBeats Help. Of course, you can always email us if you have any problems too, but here is the link. I think that's an easy way to go ahead and get some help, all right? So that's going to be today at noon and every day at noon. Join us there if you need any help. It's in the chat. The link is in the chat, okay? Now we're getting started on the after-class activity. This is the best, kind of the biggest and the best activity of the day. We are going to open this, hit Remix and TunePad, log in as normal, and read the instructions and do the activity. We encourage you to share your beat once it's done using the hashtag CodeBeats on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. If you're cool with that, and if your parents are cool with you using these social media services, we might be sharing those in class the next day if we see any cool ones. But again, feel free to do that. We'd love to see some of the beats that y'all turn in. Now, let's take a quick look at today's after-class activity. It is based on this song right here.
I feel like on Gucci Mane in 2006. I leave diamonds dancing on my neck, cost like 4 bricks.
And I think actually our version of this song sounds even better than that. Check out how many tracks it has in there. It sounds something like this. All right, so you can see it's pretty complicated, but hey, don't freak out, because remember, we got this set up for y'all. We're setting y'all up for success. You always hit remix. I'm not going to do that right now because I just want to show you what's up. We're going to go to that first track, the melody, and we're going to use these MIDI numbers to create play note, like a melody, basically. You can see right now we only have one note in the melody, but you can use all of these MIDI numbers, 60, 63, 65, 68, and 70, to create a 4, 8, 12, or 16 note long melody. Okay, so that is your goal for today, just like we did during class, but even longer if you can. All right, so that's what we're working on today after class. Remember, share it using the hashtag CodeBeats or whatever on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok if you want to after class. It'd be a lot of fun to get some beats in, and we might even feature them in class. And that is what we're working on starting right after class ends, which is basically in just a couple seconds. If you have any burning questions, you can ask them right here. I'm only going to be able to take one or two, but if you have any important questions, ask them right now in Menti. Make sure they are questions, not random comments. Put all your random comments in the chat. But if you have a real question, like you're confused on something, you can put them right here in Menti, and I will attempt to answer them. And we're going to be ending class in just a minute, but I want to make sure if you had any questions, you could have a chance to put them right here in Menti. Shout out to SniperHand300X while we were waiting to see if anybody's got any questions. All right. Somebody's asking, what if you don't have any social media? If you don't have social media, then ask your parents or older brother or sister or somebody to share it for you. That's what I would recommend. What are we doing? We are doing the after class activity starting right now. What is the code to the Zoom? It is in the chat. Doug, if you can put the link to the Zoom again. Do we have to share our melody? Absolutely not. If you want to keep that melody private, maybe you're building to making a super awesome beat for the beat contest, keep it private. You are absolutely allowed to play around and make your own projects. You don't have to share it if you don't want to. Class starts, the help session starts today at noon. The class starts tomorrow again at 10 a.m. How do I get to certain assignments on TunePad? You're just going to need to keep the links that we've given you. Also, if you logged in and remixed, they will always be associated with your account. So you can just go to your account. The after class activity link is in the chat. So check it out. Doug, if you can paste that link one more time. If you can't log into TunePad, please email us. And at Zoom, we can help you with the after-class activities, and we will go over the answers tomorrow. But, yeah, so those are the options. We are not going to be helping over Discord. We're going to be helping over Zoom. We might have that as an option later on. That is a good idea, actually. How do we share our beats for the competition? We'll go over that later in the class. The class is every day at 10. Can I go bananas? And so some people are having problems with TunePad. Email us or come to the Zoom session. And I don't know what that means. All right, we're going to have to move on. If you have any more questions, I encourage you to come to either email us or come to the Zoom session. That's it for today. Hope y'all had a great time. We will see you tomorrow at 10.
Kids need to know how to write this code. It's a life cheat code. It's CSGO. No. You type in different languages, ones and all the extra O's, diving knowledge, dipping toes. This is not the way it goes. Learning your factorials. Actually, it's radical. Big money factual. Learn code makes the roadblocks passable. Big bread, big check, checks more cashable. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Get up out your circumstance. It's not as hard as second glance, yeah. You need to take a coding class, yeah. Python, Jake the Snake, deeper than a summer lake. Do it in a summer break. Learning is a give and take. A++, C++, no fuss, just trust us. Everything you've ever seen, see it through a new screen. Reality is not a dream. Make a script that shoots a beam. Mark Zucker, Bill Gates, these are the greats. Don't wait, there's a whole new world to create. And if CS is old, then it's time to update. It's not binary, it's a whole dang spectrum. Customizing your horizons, make electives your selection. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Del infinitesimal. Get up out your circumstance. Not as hard as second glance. Not as hard as second glance. You need to take a coding class. You need to take a coding class. Yeah, you need to take a coding class.